Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. Yes, Jeffrey, you need to read lips. I am here. There's no princess here, as you could see. Let me see. Let me go back. Let me go back a little bit. What I was saying was, as the description said, we have a we have no time. We have no time, and it is an absolutely nuts. Let me see, Carrie. Yes. I got a sleep mask. It was the one that I have. I want to figure out something to do the Jag eyes on there. Jeffrey, don't be late. Okay, we have a story on that. Do not be late. Um, oh my gosh, everybody. Trisha, welcome. Okay, so let's kind of get to um let's go back to the beginning. That's kind of a little callback to the last episode. Um, so as you all know, we have our live streams, the in between Thursday between our normal episodes. Well, Mary, hey, I see you. Uh, it so happened to be on the day that Captain America: Brave New World dropped, and we didn't put the two together. And the and this is the cool thing. This is the super cool thing is so my friends from high school, like we're comic book nerds, and we've been going to like the Marvel movies. Like we had like kind of reconnected and kind of made this thing of like whenever the new Marvel movie comes out, we are going to go watch it and hang out and talk about it type of thing. Today I didn't get to talk about it, so we're talking about it here. But Captain America: Brave New World came out, and so we booked it for today's showing, and it butted right up against uh uh our live stream. So I had to give them hugs and kisses and say, "All right, the movie was great. I got to go." So that's why we started a little bit late today, but it's okay. And Sarah, she's not here because she's gonna go pick up our youngest to, uh, from my mom's, come get her back. So she'll be here, but that's what the craziness. But it has been this way for the year so far. This year has been nuts with just timing of things. I guess I'll go over it because Sarah's not here to back and forth with me, so I could just give my side of the story of everything. So this is what you're gonna believe. This is the only story that you know. So this is it. This is the truth. Um, and kind of on Jeffrey's boarding, the for real, Julie, like it's been nuts. It's been nuts. So as you know, we had our mosh in Orlando, and we're like frequent flyers now. We're so used to flying that I guess we decided to give ourselves a challenge because we're like, oh, we're TSA pre-check, no problem. We go get snacks before, get our food before, no problem. Well, this mosh, we decided, or somewhere along the lines, Sarah was like trying to get the timing right. Well, here, I'll go drop the kids off at family member, and then I'll come back and pick you up. We'll get to the airport on time. I guess we didn't like calculate traffic, and Sarah takes the kids, comes picks me up. We had to board. Our flight was boarding at 5:55 p.m. Central Time. We got to the airport at 5:50, and we had to check bags because we had to check costumes. And the thing is, I'm super proud of us. I'm super proud of us because when she came and picked me up, there was this tension in the air. The tension was thick. It was like you could get hit and injure yourself, but we did not fight with each other. We didn't, because there's a you want to like get mad at somebody. You want to get mad at somebody, or like we can't do anything. We can't do anything. There she is. There's the princess in chat. let her know that we miss her. Um, Istanbul, Turkey. Thank you, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Do all the stuff. Tell your friends. Katie, we did get your mosh cookies. Um, but so we didn't fight with each other. So I was like super proud of us. We were just like, we just went and we're like, we left fate that left it in fate's hands, and we checked our bags. And you know how if you check your bags late or like not within, I think 45 minutes or something like that, they're pretty much, you're not going to get them on time. So we drop them off. They put the big late check-in stickers on there, and she's not here right now, Justin. Look at that empty seat. Bam. Um, but we get to the gate, and we're business class or A list or whatever on Southwest. Like, so we get decent time on the plane, but we're late. We're late. We show up, we're huffing and puffing, and we see the gate door still closed. We're like, crap, did we miss it? Did they already close it? And this is the next one. We take a big breath, and the gate agent says, apologies for the delay. They're cleaning the plane, and we'll get you on as soon as we can. So we lucked out so bad. We lucked out so bad that we made the flight. We didn't even like miss our check-in bags getting on the plane, which was like incredible. We were like ecstatic getting on the plane. Like, we typically fall asleep, but we were just so happy. Like, we were just kind of like, dude, we did it. We did it. We made it. We won the lottery. Um, but yeah, so it was like it was so stressful getting to that point. But we didn't learn. We didn't learn, not at all, because on our flight back, we're you know tying up all the loose ends because we had just had mosh, we had just had our event. We're checking out and doing all the stuff, making sure everything's packed up to take, either it's sent out, all the merch or whatever, and we're taking checked bags and whatnot. You know what? Let's eat. We have plenty of time. Super Bowl Sunday. We have plenty of time. We go get some. We go to BJ's. I don't know if it's a steakhouse or whatever that restaurant is. We sit down. Time's ticking. Time's ticking. Time's ticking. And we start to sweat. We're like, oh crap, we gotta get out of here because we gotta check bags. And sure enough, we hit some more traffic. We had to drop off the rental car, and we're again, we're we're sweating to get to the gate again. We made it. Two of our bags made it, but the one of the bigger ones did not. So we ended up like when we got back, like waited for our bags. We see everybody's come out. This is the first time. This is the first time that we've ever experienced it where we didn't have one of our bags, and we were like, "Crap, it got lost." Like you kind of chalk it, right? It's done. Like, I'm gonna miss those underwear. They were the best underwear that I had. Uh, but we talked to the agents there, and they're like, "No, it might be on the next flight or whatever. So here, call this number at this time and whatnot." So we wait till that time. They call us back, and then we find out that I we're pretty sure they went through the bag. And again, I think it's just because it was like separate by itself. Um, but it's fine. We got it. So we lucked out again. You know, the airplane gods looked upon us. Uh, for real, Nate. That's an absolute truth. And if well, so Jeffrey, we didn't have to fill out any form. It basically they Southwest has like a tracking system for their luggage, so it'll tell you when it's supposed to be there. and it basically got onto the flight after hours, not after hours, after the one that we took. Um, so that they knew it was supposed to be coming, but they wanted, they said before you come, before you did. Yeah, Mary, like it was just like enough traffic where you want to drive fast, but you're like, no, because I know if I drive too fast, I'm gonna get stopped, get a ticket, and that's just gonna delay me even more. So you're just kind of like, I'm gonna go just fast enough. Um, hey, that's pretty good though. I mean, next day. Uh, Jeffrey says Southwest and popular cities would be easier. Mine was from London. Yeah, that's direct flight to Vegas. So yeah, but I mean, again, it worked out. It worked out. So yeah, we I think we started to feel too comfortable that we're just trying to give ourselves more of a challenge. Um, but it was definitely stressful. Um, but yeah, that happens, and then again, the timing of the stream and the new movie coming out, it was like another sweating moment. I thought I was gonna be able to make it because we live fairly close to a theater, or the theater that we went to, but, like Marvel movies, you have to wait for the, credit the ending credit scene, and it felt like this one had the longest credits, and I think and it's probably because they knew I needed to go, but I felt like everybody was up on that credits, so I was just, like, waiting, 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 uh but no, it was a fun movie. Again, it's I I don't feel it's gonna be the strongest Marvel movie this year because there's, like, the Thunderbolts coming out, Fantastic Four. Um, I think those are gonna start, like, really getting into the Marvel stuff. But it was a good time. Clay, what's going on? Yeah, and that's the thing, Julie, is like it's if I had seen it before, I would have been like, all right, I've already seen it. Let me go. Um, but yeah, but this is like the new phase, so I gotta see like what's gonna happen. Uh, but see, remember they used to have like a mid-credit scene and then a end credit to kind of like let you know, hey, there's gonna be stuff. This was just a straight ending one. So, and I wonder what it's alluding to. But yeah, this one's again, if anybody else has seen it, like let's kind of chit chat on that. But I'm intrigued on where the Marvel stuff is going. Um, this one just had one night. Oh, one, right? Yeah, this one just had one. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, it was a good time. We enjoyed that. Uh, Sarah says y'all don't want to know my take. Yeah, I won't. See, this will be interesting because we didn't actually get to talk about like once the movie was done, we parted ways. So we don't have like the full like what do you think? What do you think? Uh even like if it's a little bit and holding back some. So it'll be interesting when she gets here. We could talk a little bit more on that. Uh Kind of going back to under pressure. This is an idea I had. Nate brought it up. Um so we on the flight, we watched the new or yeah, it's a new movie called Piece by Piece, and it's basically a documentary, or it's like an interview. They interviewed Pharrell Williams, and if you don't know, he's a producer, musician, did like rap, but he did like a lot of music that you've probably heard. And so I followed him as I was growing up, and super cool, like one of those like idols type of thing. And we watched the movie, and it was super interesting because they did it in the style of Lego, and it's like the Lego movie, and yeah, he did Happy, But he did like a ton of stuff. He worked on a ton of stuff. Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Gwen Stefani, like, and it goes through. He goes through this whole like story of it. It was like real beautiful because it's like there's the hardships and stuff like that. And again, being someone that it was like, here's this band that I watched grow up as I grew up, and them going through stuff. And it got me thinking. And I told Sarah, I was like, yeah, he worked with Daft, like again, Daft Punk's one of my other ones. But it got me thinking, like, if you had, and it was kind of like a biopic, basically. Like he talked about growing up and stuff like that. And I don't know if this is the forum or if we do it like in an actual episode and where we get some time and like think about it. But and maybe like this is like my spaghetti against my spaghetti noodles against the wall idea, and we could get your input. Um, but imagine you had a biopic movie of your life as it is now. What would be your intro song? So like, here's my movie. This is like how I'm telling my story. This is the song that starts the movie. And then I'm like, okay, even more, where's that act two? Like, what song would that be? That's kind of like your, this is the hardest time, or this is when kind of that, that struggle happens. And then what would be the end of the movie? Like a song of that lasts. So like, basically, like, beginning, middle, and end of that movie. What would be your songs to do it? Um, and we like again, we started just thinking about it, we're like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool, like this idea. And so I'm tossing it. I'm trying to like pitch it to Sarah. Like maybe we'll sit down and like we'll sit down separately, come up with these ideas, and maybe like put together a scene. Um, but then again, I wanted like input from other people because like Dad Vader says some 41 fat lip. That's a good one. That's good. But so the other part of it I want Dad Vader is kind of like why, like, how would you place that in the movie? Like, is that when you're very, very young and naive, or like Fat Lip? I'm assuming that's your like uh, teenage years where you're really getting into some stuff, you know? So I was like, how would it be like? Set the setting or give us the setting. Um, so okay, Trisha says unsolved mysteries theme song. That's okay. Okay, that's a choice. And then Rescue Rangers theme song. I'm assuming that would be the more naive, the young, like kind of the coming up, and then it goes to unsolved mysteries, and then the curb theme. Uh, that's kind of, I don't know how to. Okay, okay. Again, or is it unsolved first, then that Rescue Rangers, and then the curb? Okay. Jeffrey says my ending song is I Want to Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Uh Now, but see, like Mr. Blue Sky, but that means that you're almost like optimistic, right? You're it's very much right after, like that the act two, or like it's almost like right at like that. The end is like, okay, everything's gonna be good. It's a it's a comedy nightmare. All right, Dad Vader. That's definitely teen years finding myself. Okay, yeah. See, again, that's where it's like, okay, that's where the start is. Like, you're not gonna go back all the way to the beginning, but it's more of that those formative years. Walking in L.A. Okay, Clay's whimsical. But see, okay, so no, let's kind of think. Let's brainstorm that whimsical idea. Is like, is it you as a child imagining something? And again, because the idea came from this artist, this musician. He fell in love with music because of his like he was just kind of weird, and his grandmother told him, "Here, play drums." And he would see uh, color from music. And so it's kind of that whimsical where he's just kind of like dreaming. He has all these like not necessarily visions, but just he could see music in a different way. So it's like seeing some like having it more whimsical. There's just kind of uh this fancy about it. Where you're just kind of like you're a big dreamer type of thing. I think yeah. I mean, I think that's what we would all want, Jeffrey. A happy ending. It's only the beginning of the year, Trisha. It's only the beginning of the year. Um, Fraggle Rock. Okay, yeah, I like the Fraggle Rock. And let me see.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I like the Fraggle. Show me a permanent state. Hey, guess what I found?
I made it. I still have my purse on.
Um, but again, I think this is like a great premise for a conversation, and just like this brainstorming idea, and like okay, and this is like a little subtle. I told Sarah I was like I really want this like to people to like get creative on this, and that's why it's like we need more time to like put this out. But like imagine like on Discord we could just like here's my 3 and here's the setting, right?
I would love it too. Is if so we need to. One, we need to. I'm like out of breath. I ran up here.
You're pumped. You're pumped.
I ran from the movie theater. So I would
So we're like
love.
right now we're brainstorming. This is what the conversations that we would have. And we're like, oh, okay, what's the next conversation we do?
So one, we need to resurrect our Discord because I tried
It's
like
there.
a couple weeks. It's still there and there's conversations happening, but I want to add some more like structure to it and make sure that we're like posting more frequently. Like you and I are posting more
Yeah.
frequently. But I would love for people to include clips of the songs or like YouTube links to them so we can all go listen and be immersed in people's stories too. Cause I think there was one in there that I was like, no, these are all pretty recognizable, but there was one that I was like, wait, how does that one go? It'd be fun to be able to like click through.
Yeah.
Have you seen, and it's kind of similar to the I think I sent it to you, but I don't think you watched it. This is the test. Did you watch all of the reels I sent you? No.
Yes, I did.
Did I send, well, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I did send it to some of my lady friends. That was I met my younger self for coffee.
Oh no.
Have you seen those? Oh my God. So the first time I saw it, it was this woman and she was probably my age and she was like, I met my younger self for coffee. We were both late. She had a nose ring where I have a tiny scar. She ordered a black coffee with sugar. I ordered a vanilla latte. She said she had stayed up too late the night before waiting for a boy to text her, but that they're all the same. And I told her that they're not all the same. There's one out there for you. She said she liked my wedding ring and it's exactly like the one she wants. And I asked if she wanted to try it on and it fit her hands perfectly, or it fit her hand perfectly, even though we have the same hands, but we're different people. And it was just this like beautiful thing. And then like at the end of it, she said something like, you know, we parted ways and I gave her a hug. And she was fine going off on her way, but I didn't want to say goodbye. And
Well, which one? Yeah, I think
it's the current one
one's-
talking to the younger one.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I can't wait to have coffee with her. Like, I'm going to miss her. I can't wait to have coffee with her again. She's like, but she doesn't know who I am. And I was just like tears burst out of my eyes. Even like now thinking about it, I'm just like, yeah, I sent it to Therese.
Well, but see, but again, I think again those are like those are interesting ideas, right? Like this,
right, but like so similar to
like what
a biopic
where
about
is,
your
like-
life.
but or like here's that one moment in time that if this changed, how like abruptly or how different your life would have been. Like if it was this thing, like
We
this
talk
one
about
thing.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Like there's one point in our lives where if you had taken a different path, you and I would have never met.
Like a left turn and it like that's where the multiverses
Yeah.
tangented.
And we also we grew up in the same part of town, but we never met each other until
It was time.
it was time. And it's like, what if we had? and it just wasn't the right time for us to know each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that reminded me like of your younger self and going back to where you've come from and your story, your arc so far. When you had brought up like, oh man, wouldn't that be cool if you did like you pick your songs and basically build the soundtrack of your life? It's all about reminiscing right now, it feels like.
Yeah. Okay, so just I know we haven't really sat down and like, and they were talking about cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. Nate was talking about it.
Ooh.
We are very fortunate that we had Saturday morning
Grew up in
cartoons.
the golden We grew up in the golden era of
Like
anything
they were
though.
like good cartoons too,
Yeah. Well,
or good intro songs,
good intro songs. Now we had
right?
it. We had everything so great. Our kids asked the other day what our first jobs were, and I told them I told them that I worked at a video rental shop, and they were like, "What?"
But our youngest caught on to the concept
So
immediately
fast.
because she was like, "Oh, that's like a library." And we're like,
Yes.
"Yeah, yeah,
Yes, it
it's a."
is. But you have to pay for it. But yeah, they didn't understand that like streaming services didn't exist, the internet didn't exist. It, like if you wanted to watch something, you had to go to the store and rent it. If you wanted to watch a show, you had to
And then
hope they had
our
that
son was like,
season.
"Well, what if they didn't bring it back?" They're like, "They would bring it back." Or
And
they got
they paid. Um, but yeah, even like going to the movies just now with our friends, like and we didn't go to a nice like a fancy theater. We just went to like a Cinemark theater, and it was you could pick your seats, and like that's not a wild thought now. But they were like, yeah, man, when we used to go to the movies all the time, you'd have to like buy your tickets and like line up early
yeah,
to get a good seat. And it's like, they're like, man, I miss those times. I'm like, I kind of miss that, but I also really don't.
yeah, or
Like,
like the 24 or the midnight release of games and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah.
Like it was super fun.
We
Not
waited in
anymore.
a lot of lines.
Not more.
And I'm like, I'm very glad that we lived through that time and we got to have those experiences, but I'm so grateful now when my body is not as spry and my energy is not as high to that was a cute little rhyme. What was your rhyme you had earlier today?
I don't remember.
I just remembered it. Do you want me to blast you like that though?
Uh oh, so as you know, I've been playing Marvel Rivals. This is like my obsession. Send me a friend request. We'll play. But if I'm very
You have
particular
to be up to his standards, basic is what he's
because
trying to
I got
say.
to platinum 3, and like this is like really good for me. Like this was really good for me.
It's been
Like you
great
might be
for
even
all of
better,
us.
and I would love a
Honestly,
carry. But I got to plat 3 yesterday, and we were on a good winning streak. So I was like ecstatic,
conditions,
perfect.
perfect.
And this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm happy.
Mr. Blue Sky over
I
here.
was Mr. Blue
That's a
Sky,
little callback.
and I was just kind of like skipping along, and I told Sarah, I was like, you know what? I think if I could get a rank a day, it'll keep the depressy away.
I think the fact that you said depressies.
But I
Oh,
was just like I was like such in a good mood. That's all I needed was just another rank. If I could keep getting ranked up.
that's it.
Um,
That's all you need.
but Dad Vader says, "Wait, what do you define as Saturday morning cartoons?"
Recess.
See, you're a little bit. That's the.
Are you
T-
telling me I look young right
yeah,
now?
you're young. You're really young right now.
Ooh, thanks. I'm trying to think of like the early Saturday morning cartoons. Was it like Rugrats and that type?
That was cable. I didn't
That
have
was just
cable.
oh sorry.
I watched
Tell me
Ninja
then.
Turtles,
Was that a Saturday
Biker
morning cartoon?
Biker Mice from Mars. Well, I don't know if Ninja
Wait,
Turtles. I
what
worked
did you just say?
the Biker Mice from Mars, and then the Street Sharks. You don't remember those
I've
SWAT cats?
These are made up.
No,
You
they're not.
absolutely. So you
Somebody
just named
please
3.
just let them know. It's X-Men. Like that was you X-Men. That was the
Yeah, yeah.
Fox.
Yeah, yeah. I know
So okay,
I'm
so
aware of
that was
X-Men. You said SWAT cats?
yeah.
But they were was it like SWAT cats or was it like
They were
SWAT
SWAT
cats?
gargoyles.
Gargoyles, yes. Thundercats was I'm a little young for that one. What was Mars?
The
Rats?
biker mice from Mars.
These are
Hey, everything was an animal that was like beefed up
a
and wore
beefed up,
sunglasses.
yeah, okay.
So,
Super Friends, Scooby Doo, Shazam,
so all
Josie and
that
the
stuff was
Pussycats.
on Cartoon Network. I remember that. That was when I was a little bit older, my teens. But remember, Cartoon Network had like all that.
Ooh, Jessica was a Sailor Moon right after school kid. My one show growing, like my obsession, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there was like that. There was then when it gets to Power Ranger times, there was like Animaniacs,
yep.
uh, Freakazoid,
Looney
Eek the
Tunes.
Cat, Tiny Toons.
Oh, Tiny Toons. That was the one I
Yeah.
liked. Zoobly Zoo. Oh, Rainbow Bright. I loved Rainbow Bright and My Little Pony and Care Bears and Strawberry
Dexter's
Shortcake.
Lab, Powerpuff. Oh,
Oh
Powerpuff
my
Girls.
God.
So right
When
now they're having a big resurgence, like of Powerpuff Girls, because like I saw at MegaCon, I saw.
the Rowdy Rough or the
Whoa,
Rowdy
no, no,
Puff.
it was each of the. It was Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. Like they had their own like little. It
Where?
was they had. It was almost like a. It looked like death metal type of like font,
Mm.
and it was real like
What booth was that?
I don't remember. It was like towards the food court. But they had each of them, and it was like a red one, and it had like again like death metal font. There
Yeah.
was just real like
Oh, yeah. It was like culture. Yes. It was like a huge booth, but
yeah,
there was like nothing in the booth. It
yeah,
was like
because
a
it was just
really,
like.
yeah, I remember that.
But then also Spirit Jersey has the Rowdy Rough Boys,
Yeah.
so it was like
You're like, Sarah.
yeah, I need that one. Pink in the
Uh,
Brain.
oh, Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold.
So we watched. I used to watch Speed Racer, not like on TV, but it was like. Uh, I think we caught it on like.
Like those weird channels that were like in
Yeah,
the 50s, like
yeah.
the number 50s.
Just like it was a different
yeah.
channel. Like look, here's some
Yeah.
different channel.
Civil Regime. Oh, that's what it was. Hondo's here. Were you? Yeah, you were with us. Thanks for that.
There you go.
I like vaguely this. I picked this up at MegaCon, by the way.
Yeah.
You picked that up this weekend too with
Yeah.
your little Mosh Isley shirt.
Look at that. That's a Hondo original right there. Is there's some like this one like if you haven't got Mosh shirts, go use PS20.
No, we don't have a. It's our company. We don't have an affiliate link to
but
it.
there's some like really good ones. The Mall Misfit one.
That's I think like our top shirt,
People like they'll
It's
stop me.
amazing.
They always stop me and like, oh, what is that? Like, what's
Yeah.
that shirt?
and it's
And then,
become. Shane says, "What I missed start over." I just got here. Don't worry. And we started 45 minutes ago. What else? The
Oh,
one
really? Okay.
we have.
Oh yeah.
You're,
Sorry,
we're
sorry.
all over the place. Talk
Sorry.
about the Mall shirts. We have the Mall Misfits shirt, which is like
Hey, I was doing.
everybody's favorite. You did a really good job. I was
Thanks.
like, I could never. I would just be like this the whole time. The collage shirt that we have, the new one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's an old one, but we've launched it for Black Friday, and we have it on a hoodie and a shirt. And we sold the shirts in Orlando last week. Those are good design. I love that design.
Yeah.
Because it just has like a bunch of little Easter egg like mashups. So good job on that one, Hondo. And then what else did we have? Oh, we have
This
the
one.
tour shirt,
Yeah, the tour shirt.
the event shirt. That one was good. And my favorite was the Imperial badge
yeah.
that had Mosh Isley, but it was like really like you had to really look to see the Mosh Isley on it. And so we were like, as soon as we started designing our costumes, I'm like, hey, we need the badges.
But Clay was talking about one of the creators and Roosevelt's Insider.
Oh yeah, for Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
You were the one that called that out to me because we were just like scrolling Facebook, and you're like, "Oh my god, look who's in here!" And I was like, "Random name person." I was like, "I don't know who that is." You're like, "It's the creator of Powerpuff." He's like, "How crazy is this?" And it is because even Eastman, the Ninja Turtles creators, like they were wearing when we met them at San Diego
Yeah.
Comic-Con 2 years ago, they were wearing the Roosevelt shirts. And it was just like nuts.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy to me how far reaching, like they're able to get so many different. It's not just Star Wars. It's not just Disney.
Yeah.
It's Powerpuff Girls. It's
That One
Ninja
Piece. There's
Turtles.
got the new One Piece set
Yeah.
coming out too.
And
The
it's already
second.
out.
Oh, the second one.
I think the second one's
Oh.
already out too.
Dad Vader trying to get my wife to jump on Vegas.
Yeah.
Good one.
Newbies to what? To Mosh? To Vegas? Because I mean, May the 4th in Vegas is definitely not the worst way to spend that holiday. I'm so excited for that. That's gonna be so much fun. All right, let's catch up though before we get into
Thank you, Katie.
Gummy Bears. Was that a show?
Yeah. I feel like it was like a Care Bears. I didn't watch it.
Okay. It wasn't like them getting eaten and like
No.
fighting for their lives, right? Okay. I don't know. What was the Street Sharks?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's asking about Mosh. San Antonio is a happening cool town that needs Mosh, just saying. Trisha. I think what's funny is every time we like announce a new Mosh or we've just had a Mosh, everybody's like, so you're gonna come to, and it's like insert random city, and it's like I would love to. I would love to go everywhere. I would love to travel the world and host Mosh Isleys, but the amount of people that will actually come to a Mosh to make it worth it to do all of the travel and all the setup, we gotta be strategic about it. Otherwise, I would go throw a party every weekend. My cape said it's not a phase on the back. I had like 2 layers of vinyl that Steven so kindly put on for me because your girl panics when I have to like permanently
Mess up
something, and especially doing it like the night before that we leave, and so there's no way for me to redo it if I mess it up. And so I thank you. Thank you for that. I think you ironed on. I did all of the cutting and sewing of my cape because it was like a cape blazer thing. And so I cut up the front of it and like took it all off so that it looked more like I was going for a Krennic vibe. But Krennic would never wear a studded bustier.
I don't know.
On duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked our costumes for this one, but let's talk a little bit about the mechanics of our costumes at least for this one, because I don't know that we talked about it anywhere, and I don't know that we're not going to get into the details of that anywhere else, huh?
No.
Like our costume changes and stuff?
No.
Or lack of.
Dude, so it was like, okay, on that, let me preface it.
Okay.
We had planned to do like the reveal, right? Of like, we're going to have off. If you didn't attend, this was like the whole, we would have the main bad guy come out, and we were going to be
Daddy.
Yeah. We were going to be under, in disguise in officer uniforms.
Yeah.
And then once he was gone, we would reveal that, we rebel type of thing.
Yeah.
And it worked out. But it was just like the Grammys happened a week before. And it was like Sabrina Carpenter did like a reveal. Benson Boone did a reveal. So it was just like everyone had this like reveal of their actual.
Like a costume change reveal.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, like this is the year of the costume reveal.
Here's where I wish we were like Sabrina Carpenter and Benson Boone. I wish we had tearaway costumes because it was okay. So basically what we did is we borrowed, and I think they might be in here, so I don't know if they're in here or not, but the Sunfields, we are very, very fortunate to have such good friends that are about the same size as us. And so we can borrow their costumes when we need to. And it's fantastic because we've done it multiple times where we've borrowed their clothes or uniforms or whatever for parties. And so we don't have officers' uniforms ourselves. And so they brought them. But we knew we wanted to shoot promo for future moshes because we do that every time. Like if you see any of the promo that we do, it's us in there's Naomi. It's us in our costumes for that show. But we were doing a costume change this time. So we're like,
we have to be in costume.
We have to be in costume and then
change
get
out
into
of
the
it.
office and then go back into it. And so we're trying to figure out like the logistics of it, right? So we get into our regular costumes, we shoot all of our promo. It's like before canteen hour opens, and then we have to like run back. And then our Justin and Naomi showed up with the officer uniforms, so then we had to go put those on. And I'm like, I don't know how much of my clothes to, because we had to quick change.
Yeah.
Like we were only supposed to be off stage for like,
See, that's where it would have been nice to have like the tearaway where you could do it. Yeah.
would have been wonderful. But we were trying to keep it like quick change, like less than a song that we were gone for, and then back on stage. And I had on like my knee-high Doc Marten boots. I had on fishnets. I had on like shorts, a skirt, all kinds of stuff, a belt. And then I had my cape. I had all these things that I needed to add. And so we tried to take off like as much as we needed, but as little as possible to put the uniform on. And then Naomi and I, while we are the same size, we are not shaped the same. And so getting those pants on, like I'm thicker than Naomi. We did it, but it was lots of like shoving.
Trisha's like, ugh, so not fair. Trisha comes every time
Dude,
with like
the best costumes. Like she had, I don't
you
know
need like
what
a little
the
portfolio of those costumes.
so good. So she like splashed onto the scene costume wise. I feel like last Orlando because she did a Paramore trooper, and it had Rebel or Rebel all over it, similar to Riot, like the Riot album. And then she had a bubble gun, and we're like, oh. And in the pictures, the bubbles looked so good that we were like, every mosh now we have a bubble gun. And if you're lucky, she does. And then for San Diego last year, she did a Sad Batch and she did a tech. And I think you had bubble guns then too. But then this time you did the C3PO, but it was like a wire caged skirt and like I don't even know what is that style called?
It was kind of like
Like a
steampunk.
Steampunk kind of plague era, like Victorian. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was super cool.
You had like an entire flag that you carried with you all night. And then on her back, she had like a backpack that had lights in it that said Mosh Isley.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, you show up, like you're in all of our promo forever because you bring such good costumes and here's the tip. If you put Mosh Isley on your costume, guarantee you will be in promo.
Be a picture.
In some
But dude, like
in
there was
some
that
way.
other one that Maul Cobra Commander.
Oh my gosh. And
That
the
was so-
helmet,
yeah.
and then he had that Mosh
Yeah.
Isley logo.
It's
on
just
the
like
head.
subtly there. Like it looks
It was
Chef's kiss.
so good. Oh, there it was. She was Mother War from Black Parade video. It was so good. It's like, and she shared on her stories a few days before. She was like, "This costume's whooping my butt," and I like ran to Steven. I was like, "Look what Trisha's doing." I was like, "Look at this."
Yeah.
I was like, "Just please go iron on my little
See, there you
cricket."
go, Trisha. Jessica caught it.
There you go. Oh, they're asking Trisha, what did your flag say? There was a lot of words. If I take my time, I can read Arabesh, but I need to be like,
That's the same thing. So on mine, mine was like that officer, and I ripped the sleeves off,
yeah, you did.
and I put like this
By
really cool
request.
like the mesh spikes.
Oh
like,
yeah.
that you had found, and put those at the kind of the top of the shoulders, but in the back I did like it was like the Bad Batch skull,
Yeah.
and then it was Arabesh, and so people were like, oh, what does it say? Like, well, they would look at it like, oh, cool, and then it was kind of like a pause of, all right, what does it say? Like they would look at it and they're like, that's a lot of words. Like, what does it say? But it was, when have we ever followed orders?
So good.
It hits you in the feels.
Ugh.
But as a Bad Batch, I was like, it's a pretty cool, like little design.
Okay, we talked about this on the last live, and as if we've been here a million times before, you did exactly what we all knew you were going to do, which was, he says, I'm going to get an officer's uniform. You're going to put it on me so I
Yeah.
can call you out?
Let's
Don't look
hear
at
a
my
story.
purse that's still probably... You were like, I'm going to get an Imperial officer's uniform, and I'm going to just like rip the sleeves off and just maybe add some studs to it, and voila. And put the Mosh Isley patch on it. I was like, that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do my Krennic, and I'm going to put something. I was like, I need to put something on the back. But I don't know what. But it's like literally white space that's going to be bouncing around up on stage the entire night. So like it's like it's
Here's
I
a big
have to.
billboard for you to.
It's a big billboard. What do I put on there to sell, right? Because I know I've learned from Trisha that if you make a really good costume, especially if you have something like good on the back of you, like that makes for a great shot, a great promo shot.
So I blame you. Like
I
you said I need something on the back of my
and so
cape.
every day I said, "Dear sweet love of my life, creative Steven, what do I put on my cape?" And you're like, "I don't know. I don't know." And I was like, I even asked other people, and you know what other people were like? I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, clearly I don't have any friends that actually want me to look cool at Mosh. And so you included.
Oh, look,
What?
hold on, we gotta take a moment. Jeffrey's flight being delayed again.
Is he
But
at the airport right
they're
now?
delaying the flight on the installment plan. So they're doing 3 minutes at like death by
Oh.
a thousand
So
needles.
you're at the airport right now. Anyway, so I was lame and I just was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do It's Not a Phase, and I'm gonna do it in the font that I did, like my mom moshed my last time, but I'm gonna make it real big, as big as I can. And I got that part done at least. Kind of. I really struggled with it. You had to help me cricket cut all of that out too. Um, and then the day.
Well, because
Ah!
like I see yours and I'm like, like mine, it then now it looks less.
And so I was like, oh, maybe you should put um Jeffrey, I should know when you're traveling. Sorry. Oh no, I did know. You emailed me last week. You were having a great time. Silent discoing. Um, I was like, well, you have, the back of your jacket. You should put something on the back of your jacket. And you're like, yeah, I think I need to do that. And then you're like, what if, because it's a black uniform that I'm wearing, and I like rip it open a little bit. What if I wear like I have a red tie or something
Well, because
like
I was
Black
doing
Parade?
it
Oh,
was the Helena. I was trying to go
oh,
with like
Helena, that's what it
the
was.
black with the red tie. But the thing is, the officer uniforms don't really
They
have that
open like,
red.
and they open like this,
Yeah,
so it was hard to.
it almost looked like a Jedi tunic.
Yeah, so it looked like a tie, like you wanted the tie look, but you couldn't do that. So you're like, maybe I'll wear a red shirt, but then I need to punch up the shirt, so it's not just like,
A
here's a
red shirt.
shirt underneath.
Yeah,
So then you had already told the story about like how late we were getting to the airport because I had to
but it
go.
wasn't because the
No, it
last
had
minute.
nothing to do with you and everything to do with you because it was us together. There was no blame to be thrown at all for because we both were at fault, I think. Anyway, I went by myself to go run all of the errands that we needed to do before going on the flight because you wanted to stay and work on your costume. And I was like, no point for both of us to drive around when you could be doing this. And I come back, you've designed an entire shirt, printed it out, cricketed it, painted on top of it, and you made like an amazing design. Like we could sell that shirt and we could sell the when have we ever followed orders on the back. And I'm like, I was gone 3 hours.
That's a long 3 hours.
I stressed. It was a lot. Trust me, I drove the entire time. I don't like driving. I was so stressed about my dinky little It's Not a Phase. And then I come back and you've done all this. I was like, well, I knew it was going to happen. I can't be
Uh,
upset.
Again, it was there.
You crushed it though.
So
You did a really good job. Thanks. That was really awkward. But yeah, anyway, so we did a costume change. We had to get the officers' uniforms on. It was tight. And
Admiral Levine.
I like that. That's good. But I had that studded bustier on underneath. And then I had to put the officer's jacket on
Oh,
top
so
of
that's why I
that.
was like,
Well, that and then also just like I think it's tight on Naomi too. And then it was tight on me. And so if I like moved my arms too high or like tried to hug somebody, this button would pop. It was just a snap. And I was walking around like this the whole time. And it's
that's why the
polyester.
officers would just
You don't
like
know what to do
stand
with
there.
your hands.
Yeah,
But it was funny.
but it was a fun reveal. Like it ended up working out.
Yeah, it did. It worked out pretty well because we had on. Oh, because that's what I had my studded bustier, and then I had a Mosh Isley shirt on, and then I had the officer's jacket. So I had like extra layers on underneath.
Yeah.
I was sweaty, so sweaty. Oh my god. And then, but I loved it. I love just like I'm not very creative, and so being able to say, like, here is a character that I kind of wanna emulate, and then I can, like, punk it out or make it emo. Like, I already have something to work off of. It's not just, like, go from scratch and make something because that absolute panic. I will
Well,
spiral. But mashing 2 things up, I'm fantastic at
I
that.
think the great thing about it is, like, we talk about Trisha's, but just everybody that goes,
Oh my god.
like, it feels like every event, there's, like, someone bringing again, this one that really caught my eye, and I'm just like, "Oh, man, so good," was that mall one. It was just like it looked comfortable, and it was, like, super cool because he could just pop the helmet on, and it was, like, a whole vibe.
Other daddy is here. Dads Love Disney's up in here. He made an amazing this is how
Like, it was, like
great
that
Mosh
was, like,
is.
a perfect way to just, like, "Yep, that's what it is."
Yeah. He put together a compilation reel of Mosh from his perspective, and I was like, "Dang." I was like, "I didn't put that much effort into what I posted for Mosh." It was so good, and it just showed, like, everybody that was there and just this, like, community that's being built around it, which I think is wild that
Oh, that was great. It was, we were at the con talking to someone about Mosh, and this is great. I loved it. This makes me so, so happy. It was we were talking to someone about Mosh, and he had a 360 camera,
So, I love those.
and so he was, like, doing stuff at the con, and, he saw our shirt, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to Mosh, and I'm gonna take the camera and, like, whip it around." And I kinda just made the comment like, "Oh, just be careful because people got lightsabers, they might whack it or type of thing," like,
Yeah.
just more of like that. And he's like, "Yeah, hopefully, like, they don't tell me to put it away." And I'm kinda like, like, "No, you're alright, like, we have people have cameras over there all the time." He's like, "Yeah, but I mean, like, the event, like, hopefully they don't like, basically shut me down because I have a camera." I was like, no, like, we are the ones that"
And so what did you wanna say? Say the words that you wanted
No, I
to
was like,
say.
"We are the ones that run it, so"
You were gonna say, "I am Mosh Isley." It makes the most sense. Like, y'all dog me for saying
But it was
that.
just like it was perfect because then even, Shane, like, our photographer was like, I would use that footage if you're willing to share," type of
And
thing.
he did.
Yeah.
So he got some of the footage from that and used it in our, like,
So you see, like,
official recap.
those 360 shots look cool, so,
That was really cool, especially with just all the lights around. They
yeah.
posted another one. It was in the insiders group, um, of oh, see, Shane's in here. Our new friend. See? Not Shane's new friend, our new friend.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just funny, like, again, now it's bigger than us.
It
Like,
is. I love that. And that's exactly what it should be. We had no idea what we were doing when we had the first one. We're like, cool, let's do a party. And now it's like people travel just to come to this event and or bring a 360 camera to film. I'm like,
no,
why are you
again,
filming? Like,
my thing is, like, the
party.
costumes, like,
The costumes are amazing.
like, again, the costumes are a costume specifically for this event is amazing.
That you're wearing one time because then you go to the next one, you're like, I don't want to wear something
I'm gonna
else.
do something better.
Yeah. Y'all laugh, but it's the easiest way to describe it. I am Mosh Isley because
Yeah.
what happened was we were hanging out. I think it was our first San Diego, and we
Again, people
randomly.
are like, "Oh, I'm going to this thing." You're
Well,
like, "Oh."
yeah, but it was. Remember, we ran into it was our very first server at Oga's in Orlando, but we were at the same party in San Diego, and we happened. And she was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "Amazing! You love Star Wars. Are you going to Mosh Isley tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah, I I run it." And they're like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, that's cool." And then she keeps asking like, "How am I involved?" I'm like, I am Mosh Isley. We're in a loud, like, nightclub. I was like, "I
And
am
then
Mosh
that's when, like, all the
Isley."
music went down.
Record scratch and everything. Teresa says, "I literally spend so much time and money on costumes for one
You and
time
me
Mosh
both,
use."
toots.
Dude, yeah, toots. Oh, and I feel bad too because we had,
Ooh, what's the theme for Vegas? Canto Bite?
Canto Bite was thrown around. We've had a few. I don't know. We don't have a theme just yet. We're working on it. Canto Bite's been
I
thrown
think
around because
take
it's casino.
when the, market, like the material comes out, that's when I think you kind of get the hint
That's
of
when you get the hint. And I mean, we don't even like hint. We'll be like, hey,
it'll be
it's this theme. Because we did that for, I think our first time we were like really explicit about it was Atlanta is Mandalorian themed.
yeah.
And then people like showed up in
But
Mando. And
it's
we're like,
I,
well,
I
that's
think the thing
cool.
is like again, it's like a little thing that we tweak and we see like, oh, that's really good. Like the pilots, like having a bunch of different pilots, Mandos, and like this one, the officer. Like it was just it's really cool to see here's this hyper focus on this theme
Yeah.
and seeing people just like go nuts
But
with
if
it.
you want to go against that and do your own
Yeah.
thing,
I mean
if you
it's
want to
still
be C3PO, you
mother.
Mother God or whatever it was. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. War Mom. No, I don't know. I'm biffing that way bad. Street Sharks? Was it Street Sharks? um
uh,
I know. Here's the other thing. We need a theme and we need a theme fast because
we get to start
aren't
working.
all of us going to be in Japan in April? So just imagine you decide to throw a Mosh
Again,
Eisley
the
the
song
week after
the
you
song
get
of
back.
this year is gonna be Under Pressure for us.
Go. Honestly, Mother God. Okay, I will call you that forever and always. I'm gonna change your name in my phone.
Uh,
It is Under Pressure, but no, I was gonna say I think after like the middle point of the year we slow down. No, I literally signed a contract for something today. It's like in September. Calais is my
Thrawn.
punk rock Thrawn be out of theme. I mean, wear
No,
whatever you want. That's the
no.
beautiful
Again,
thing.
I think that's the thing is like it'll still work.
Because there are some people that will go to
And
multiple
yeah,
moshes, and so they'll want to go with whatever the theme is. And then there's some people where it's their first mosh, and they're like, "Well, I've always wanted to do this costume. I've always wanted to be a punk rebel pilot. Do it,
yeah.
right?" I would.
And that too is like the fact
I don't
again
know, Trisha. What's in September?
we're talking about um just like costumes, but some people are like actually feeling comfortable to wear costumes.
Yeah, I
Like
love
that's
that
the thing. Is
too.
like it's like that little taste of like here, let me put on like this vest, and they punk it out and
And
put
then
mosh
maybe
on
the
it, put
next
some
time there's more and
yeah.
more. Fly safe, Jeffrey. Hopefully
Yes,
it
I
should be a
say.
short flight for you, but be safe. Um,
Oh, Katie.
I know not all of us, but a lot of us will be in Japan. It's way better for your wallet that you don't go to Japan. Like it's it's a lot. Yeah, Canto Bite is a good theme.
That is a good one. But then
Canto
it would
Bite
have to we had to figure out a way because Canto Bites like that very
elegant.
regal, elegant type of feel. So it's like, how do you grunge that up feeling?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how you would do that.
Or everybody would be just like sipping on little
Blue milk.
yeah.
um yeah, honestly, it'll be way cheaper to just live vicariously through tonight. If anybody is going to Disney before Celebration, the way that the tickets open is every single day. The next, like, it's, I don't remember how many days out it is, but it's like,
Oh, for Japan.
yeah, for Japan. So,
Oh,
like,
like today, huh?
tonight we have to buy tickets like soon. Um, in like 45 minutes, I think they go live. So,
Ooh, a showgirl Leia.
honestly, yeah.
Have you had a squad threes of just like
With the,
head headdress?
could you imagine? Punk Pirates
Imagine.
would be good. Imagine. Showgirls would be fun. Yeah, there's so much, and that's the fun thing is like everywhere we go, like we can weave in.
Ewok. Damn it. After the halftime show, instead of Seawalk, it's an Ewok.
You're so tickled by that one. uh, oh, Trisha already started on a Showgirl Vader. That's amazing. I was gonna
See?
say like,
Great minds think alike.
I'm like, could I do a showgirl? But I don't know. I mean, they're showgirls, so they literally are on stage, but they're like this. I'm
Yeah.
not that. You see my fake hair flying around all over the place.
Uh, so yeah. Mosh.
Oh, Bob gets to go to Mosh in San Diego. Well, please
Oh,
don't.
don't.
Like, try
Yeah.
not to. Avoid
Just
buses at all
even if
costs.
it's to not go to Mosh, just don't get hit by a bus.
Yeah. Feathers and Rhinestones. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, San Diego's gonna be a good one too. We love San Diego's the weather's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Everything there is like walkable when you go for the con. So you just like walk to the con, you walk to go eat like tacos in like the hottest taco shop to ever exist. Remember that place we
Oh
went to?
yeah.
It was
But it's
delicious. It
so
was
good
really
though.
good.
Because it's like it feels like a taco truck. Like when you eat, like the food is like that great and it just feels like a taco truck, but then it just got built into a building.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. And it's just like steamy,
Yeah.
like
So like all the steam is
smoky,
like in there.
chaos. Like there's no lines anywhere. It's just like
No,
people
no,
packed in there.
there's lines.
There's
It's like
lines, but
super
they're
efficient because it's like you want beef, go right here. Like there's no line, but it's like there's someone telling you beef right here, chicken right here.
yeah,
All other meats over here.
yeah. It's chaos, but good organized chaos. But yeah, I'm looking forward to San Diego again. Punk was glam first. That can be fun. Like a fun, elevated,
I got to get the
a bunch of Landos.
the.
I'm into it. So yeah, so we've got just finished a mosh. So
It's
it was
funny
a
because
great weekend.
last year when we announced San Diego, didn't we have Atlanta with it? Like San
Yeah.
Diego, we can't announce it by itself.
No, poor baby. They're twins,
Yeah.
but they're both cooking.
Yeah.
The very first year we just did, the first year that we did San Diego, that one was a solo
I
announcement.
yeah. I think just like San Diego because it's such a great time. It ends up being like, okay, well, I think that's a one we're gonna fight for.
Yeah. I know, Therese. We were gonna do Landos, then we are gonna have 4 Landos. Be 4 Landos. Orlando, more Landos. I pitched it to you initially.
We had a Lando in the crowd.
We have the best Lando.
Yeah.
He goes by Master Ness on Instagram, and he was there actually like shooting. He had a photo pass with us, and he posted his pictures today. He did a really good job.
Yeah, he's got that like Donald Glover Lando.
Yeah, it looks just like him. Like when he came to the Atlanta Mosh for the first time, and I remember like looking out into the crowd and seeing him, and I was like, is that Donald Glover as Lando at our party? There's no way. And then I think it took literally an hour of like, I didn't want to be weird and be like just staring on the stage. It was like an hour of me like sneaking like looks over at him. And then I was like, I'm like 70% sure that's not Donald Glover. It looks just like him. The costume quality is so good. And then he wore it again in Orlando.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? If you have a costume that's that good,
Again,
wear it every single time.
And it's eye catching because it's like that yellow.
Well, just like the Knights of Chem,
Yeah.
they wear their costumes every time, and sometimes they grow, and sometimes there's more of them or less, whatever. That's a great costume too.
Yeah.
Wear that every single time.
Yeah.
If you're a Wookiee, please just show up as a Wookiee. I love it. I think when we were at MegaCon, one of the Roosevelt's insiders has a Wookiee, and just like I didn't know that there was a Wookiee there, and like tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned, and then I was like,
The looking up part is
he grabbed my hand and started doing the wave with me. It was great. I did know who it was. It took a minute, but I figured out who it was.
Isn't that crazy though? When you see like costumes and stuff, you're like, wait a minute, I think I know.
I know that Wookiee.
Yeah, I know that.
Wookiee.
Ooh, Hollow Scan says might actually make it to San Diego.
Because if I don't, I'm pretty sure Sarah will drop. If I will drop kick you, I might. I'm glad you know me so well. That's another photographer. He was at Halcyon, and then we met him up in Life Day in Disneyland. He shot some really cool pictures of us when I was dressed as B. Arthur. I remember him being like, yeah, whatever your like original character is. I'm like, I'm gonna dress as B. Arthur.
Well, because it was Life Day.
It was
That's
Life
why.
Day. I had to be B. Arthur. Maish Isley Sabactex would be cool. We've played around with some things. He is. Um, yeah, it'd be fun. We can do a lot of cool things with Vegas, but here's the rub. We have Japan. Literally, we get back from Japan, I think a week and a half before this mosh. So like all of the planning and
To
everything
get done before.
has to get done like in March. And then today I was like, when are the kids on spring break? Can I squeeze? No, Sarah, no, you cannot squeeze a trip in. Like there's too much to
Again,
do.
under pressure.
Under pressure. We'll make it all work.
I think I might put that as like uh
A tattoo.
as an alarm. Dun 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 dun.
And then we just
And not
wake up
the
crying every
Vanilla
day.
Ice.
Or every once in a while. Dad's Love Disney said I kind of fangirled when I met Dano and he looked noticeably annoyed. When?
I think he was working.
Was it at Mosh this last week? I mean, it's just his face, honestly. He's not watching this. I can say whatever I want. And he's my brother, so I can talk crap about him. Yes, we have Good Journey. So you want to talk about Under Pressure?
That's coming up next.
Ugh. Oh, after Mosh.
Oh yeah, he was definitely working.
Yeah. He puts in the work. It is also just his face though. But yeah, we have Good Journey. So that cruise is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
So everybody that's going for that, which is like our
Hopefully we can relax. Oh no.
Have you met me? I literally
I'm
do
gonna
not know.
relax. I'm gonna relax on the cruise ship.
Your favorite place to be?
My favorite place. Again, this is like that year ago coffee that if I would have had with Steven, that young Steven, I would have been like, ugh, missed out, buddy.
But you're not supposed to know. It's future you talking, or current, not future.
No, it's
current
future
you,
me just having coffee with
No,
that.
it's current you having coffee with past you, but they don't know that it's you. They don't know that they know.
Yeah. I can't say anything either.
Can't say anything.
Because then the paradox and
then
we
your
both...
faces would like, yeah. Yeah, trust me, that's just Dano. I'm sure he loved you. But yeah, so we have Good Journey. So I got a lot of like boring paperwork that nobody cares about that I'm working on right now. I know, Jessica. I'm so bummed that you're missing Good Journey. But you guys are going on another cruise, and that will be not as fun, but it will be a cruise.
Yeah.
You guys were great last year because when we did the first cruise with this group last year, like every night you guys dressed up for dinner. You and Danny dressed up, and there was like the
It was
Avengers
like very
night,
much like
and
the
they
cool
did
bounce, like the...
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, like they work in costuming, but amazing. I was like, every time I was like, God, schlep on out of here with my sweatshirt and my sweatpants to dinner, and they're just like dressed to the nines. I'm like, dang,
the pirates are just have the...
it's just
the bandana that they give you.
that they give you. There is no pirate nights on this one. There are some themed nights. Go back and look what they are. I know there's like a white night / formal night one night, and then I think there's a red night.
I think that sounds familiar.
And then I don't remember what the last.
But if
night
you
is.
have like the...
I think last night's casual.
Well, we had like the...
We had Royal Railway.
Yeah, so that kind of like took up one of the evenings.
Yeah, I think that was the red
I think
night.
we went to go eat at one of the dinners. So, or like the specialty dinners. So,
oh yeah, the hibachi.
So it's like if you do all the other stuff, you don't really do like the normal dinner stuff.
Either way, whatever you end up wearing, it's gonna be great. But yeah, so we've got that. Right, you get to just be yourself, and even if you take it like way out there with whatever costume or outfit you make, like the wonderful thing is nobody's gonna be like, oh, they went too far, they're too much. I think that's the best part is nobody in this community is ever gonna be like, that's too much. They're gonna be like, I can go to that level.
Yeah.
And then the
I think
next
that's
one
the
gets
thing
better.
Is like, oh man, I should have done that.
Yeah. Like I told Trisha when I saw your costume progress and I was like, Steven, look at this. It was more of like, I need to level myself up to get to her level and then I hope other people do the same thing and they see your costumes and they see the people that put in tons of effort into their look and they're like, oh, well, maybe if you feel comfortable, maybe I can do that too.
Yeah. Again.
If you don't, if you want to just wear a Star Wars shirt, we sell merch.
But
We
no,
sell
it
sunglasses too. Did y'all know
oh,
that?
yeah. The, no, but I think that's the thing is, like, just like in the events, it's we talked about it, the that costume, that creative urge to do, like, costumes and stuff, it's kind of now turned to, like, mosh because, like, that's where my thinking of, like, "Oh,
Oh,
let
like
me"
Star Cruiser, like
Yeah,
yeah.
because I don't which I do have to go back and update my stranger costume,
Mhm.
because I just got the saber, the other like, this week,
Yeah.
and it is, like, really
While we
nice.
were out of town when you
Oh,
got
yeah,
your
yeah.
saver?
Uh,
Every single time this man orders typically a helmet because you order a lot of helmets, they come in when we were out of town.
yeah.
And this time you ordered these sabers, you ordered them
Yeah, I pre-ordered them.
6 months ago. Aren't these glasses so good? I love them. Yeah, you got these with the bundle or you could buy them. And they look like a starry night, like it's black, but it's got like the white flecks on it, so it looks like stars. And then on either side it says Mosh Isley. And they're really light.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part is like we're old now, and so we can't just wear any sunglasses. And so like the lighter the better. And it feels like every time we buy a new pair of sunglasses, we're like, oh, these are so light, these are so nice. But
I
these are good
It's a
sunglasses.
quality that you don't always, like, consider,
I
but
had coffee with my younger self and I told her,
stop
just
wearing those big ass glasses.
right? Those massive ones that would like cover your cheeks even. Ugh, guilty. You don't have to wear
But no,
jeans,
so I
but
got
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the stranger lightsaber, and it's, like,
So good.
looks so good.
So, so
So
good.
now I wanna, like, go give a little update to the maybe
But your
next.
helmet's good.
Yeah. Helmet's good.
Still really good. It's like right off screen, you can't see it. Um, yeah, no, you did a good job with that one. We have some I think we may actually like cosplay more for the cons that we're going to and not like Star Wars
Well,
stuff
I think the
necessarily
thing is
either.
it's hard because we don't necessarily go to the cons to just, like, go. Like, we don't, like, because if we're doing, like, an event, that day is chalked, right?
Yeah.
And then typically the next day is packing, shipping things off, so that day's chalked, or if it's not until later in the evening. So it's like the cons are typically 3 days, and so it ends up being like we could only go 1 day, and then at that same time, like, we're sometimes getting last minute things or
Yeah. Yeah, cuz like San Diego last year, we got in the evening the first day we got there was the evening and we bounced between like two or three different cocktail parties because we were meeting with different
sponsors and
like
stuff.
sponsors and business partners. And then the next day was the event and we had to go into the con to go pick up like the pins for the pre-orders and like do these things. And then we had to go set up for the event and that it just takes all day. Like
Yeah.
it's literally like we're probably at the venue for 12 hours and then we're getting ready for the event all day before that. And then the day after, like you said, we're packing merch. And so we'll maybe get to go depending on how early we wake
Get it
up.
done, yeah.
Because waking up after spending like all that time for a mosh day. Um, but yeah, then we finally get to go to the con. And then like last year we had a panel at the con Saturday evening, remember?
Oh, yeah?
And so we went to the con, you dressed up as a stranger, and then we had to go back and put on like
Change.
people like normal people clothes and then go do the panel. And then we partied. Then the work was finally done and then we could party.
Tim says, "Wait, was Kanto fight already pitched as a theme?"
Oh, I like
Big lightsaber
that.
duel,
Kanto
pro
Fight
boxing.
is a good one. Here's the other thing though, it's like we've done a Vegas one before, but it is a new market for us because it's been like 2.5 years since we went to Vegas. And so we kind of have to treat it as like we're going into a new city for the first time. So we have to keep the theming fairly entry level.
Yeah.
Um, I'm telling you guys, like, you guys are hearing it because this is like truly the conversations that we have about how do we theme these in a way that like is inclusive but also really fun to get dressed up for. Like it's a lot.
Just because 'cause I'm in making mode for NYC. Hoping to finish a Baldur's Gate costume, maybe a Dimension 20 cosplay.
Dang.
Yes.
That's a long ways off too, man. That's 6 months. No, 8 months off
Sierra for which one? For what?
for the stranger.
Oh, That'd be
You
awesome. Nah,
could.
mine needs a lot of work. Cause like my cape, it's like decent, but I think I need to like redo it.
Your cape is really good. I think your cape is really close. Your helmet is fantastic.
It could be like again, it's just like
Your your
everything needs to just like level up.
cute
Like
little vest,
as a V1, it's good, but to be CRL quality, I think it needs like,
it's your pants. You have to make the pants from scratch.
yeah. Yeah.
Um
Dang,
uh
16 years.
took me a while just to get into MegaCon. MegaCon, it took us 2 hours. Is Mike still here? It took us 2 hours to get into MegaCon.
Somebody told us that it opens at 2.
It opened at 4. San Diego should be Return of the Mosh since it'll be the 3rd time at Music Box. We had a little bit of
Like an
a
indoor theme.
well, we had a kind of a thing where we were like, we could do just Strikes Back the whole year because we've already been to Orlando, we've been to Vegas, we've been to San Diego. But that's not a fun theme to do for like all 3 events if people are going to multiple ones. Uh, but yeah, we can do something fun. It's always gonna be
This
fun.
is all about pressure. Star Wars night plans for May 6th.
Oh, there is one, huh? Okay, so here's the other hard part is like we have children. And as much as we love to go, like we love it. We love to go to a mosh weekend and even though we're working the whole time, like it's fun for us because it's just like me and you working and we're not having to worry about other humans depending on us. But at the same time, like we can't be away for too long. And we can't bring them either
Yeah.
because one, they literally cannot go to mosh. And like what are we gonna do with them? Like leave out bowls in the hotel room? No. Um but it would be fun. It would be really fun to go do Star Wars night. But we did Star Wars night when Celebration was in Anaheim, and it was
Again,
fine.
I think the thing that on this because you guys are asking, that's it's the people like going to hang out with everybody.
Yes,
Because like again,
absolutely.
here's like this central place that people okay, all the Star Wars people. So it's like everybody that's here is like, okay, I'm gonna go on this day, I'm gonna go on this day. And so you're like, oh my gosh, like let's go. Everybody's hanging out in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. So it's like it it's not necessarily the things that are on like my thing is like the annoyance of paying for an extra ticket for this thing that we don't other than now with Luke, like not getting anything new
Yeah.
and
But
nothing
you had characters before.
yeah,
Like
but
you would
nothing
have
special.
Ahsoka,
And
Padme.
it's like that's to me is annoying. It's like I'm paying an extra cost to go hang out with my friends.
Yeah, that's not.
So
I get it though. We're also spoiled because we're annual pass holders over at Disney World, and so we're just like we're gonna pop in because we
yeah.
drank around the world in Epcot, which I don't have my thing with me, but our friend Kevin made like laser engraved these cards
Yeah,
for
those are
drinking
cool.
around, like it was a metal card laser engraved and it was drinking around the world, but it was specific to the weekend. So there was like mosh, there was Disney Springs, like there were things that were specific to being there that weekend, and then there were the countries.
Yeah.
um and then there was like, walking drink.
The extra
The
drink.
extra drink. um
Another one.
but it was cool because he had like just a bunch of Sharpies, and so anytime we would go
Yeah,
around the
Mary.
world, just like mark it off. I
I
know.
think that's so like
Well, people on YouTube may not see.
oh on Instagram. So Mary says it's so sad that Disney World doesn't get the special Batu characters or parties.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's I don't know. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to have like like party events for these different lands. Like even
Shut the
like
land down.
for like even like for like Pixar, like here's a Pixar week. Like again, just doing like a weekend, like Galaxy Night, like Galactic Nights type of thing.
Yeah.
Here's 2 or 3 weekends where you're just doing Star Wars things around the park. Have the parade, you have those costumes there. Here, get people excited to go experience Star Wars.
It's all there.
Here's a Pixar weekend,
Yep.
whatever, and have Pixar character. Like, I think that's the missed opportunities, and people are gonna if you have them more often, so it doesn't feel like you're being forced to go at a certain time. Like, just have them whenever,
Yeah.
and we could just go whenever.
Economies of scale.
Yeah,
Lost Princess says as a Walt Disney World pass holder, I agree. Yeah, I mean it was tough because like there were plans to go drink around the world in Epcot the day after Mosh, and for us, we're just like, okay, we'll just make a park pass reservation. But for people that don't frequent Disney all the time, dang, spend $200 and then go drink, spend money on booze too. It's a lot.
Yeah, just like it was really cool just to.
We never did Star Wars weekends. We did Galactic Nights.
Oh, we didn't do.
That was
Oh,
before
okay.
I think they stopped doing that before Celebration was in Orlando, and that was the first time we went because they did
Oh,
Galactic
okay.
Nights, and that was amazing because they had the car parade and they had like all of the cast come through. That was so much fun.
And so yeah, I guess that was just like the when they had the stage up there for Star Wars in Hollywood
Oh yeah,
Studios.
before Galaxy's Edge when they had that massive stage in front of where Mickey and Minnie's is now. Oh, they stopped it in 2015. So they stopped it way before we ever went.
Mm.
Remember when? No, we don't.
But again, there was just I remember there being so much more. It felt like more Star Wars at Hollywood
There was
Studios.
way more. And then we had a whole hotel dedicated to it. And now we have
Nothing.
nothing. They were doing that on my college program longer than I want to say. Yeah, Galactic Nights was a lot of fun. That was actually we had gone to the very first time we went to Disney World was when Celebration was in Orlando, and we spent 3 days in Disney, and I think we just did 2 days in Magic Kingdom, 1 day in Hollywood Studios. And then later that week for Celebration, we did the Galactic Nights that they had. Funny enough, the Sonfields were there.
Never knew it.
We never knew. Divergent paths, as Jeffrey said earlier, or divergent points. We weren't meant to meet them yet. But I think that's also when Sunfield was like, I think I want to be in the 501st. Look at that. Had a huge impact on all of us because now we went that one time. And how many times have we been to Disney this year?
A lot.
Yeah. But maybe, I mean, they know that it can happen. Maybe something happens in the future. We get some more
Stuff.
parties or something. Because now they're doing
Well,
Jollywood nights.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what's the next Star Wars show that we could start looking forward to. Skeleton Crew finished, but then it's been kind of quiet. I think
Isn't
right
there
now it's like
something in May that's starting? Am I making that up? Am I making that up?
but
Oh no, there's something that's starting right around Celebration, isn't it? Andor.
okay.
That's it. Star Wars Days at Sea. Oh my gosh. If they ever announce that back, like, watch out, cruise line. We're taking over.
Yeah.
Taking over. Andor, that's what it is. So, I mean, if it's at the end of April, are we dressing up as Andor? Are we bringing back the Narkinas for Mosh? Maybe. We probably should bring our Narkinas for Celebration.
That's an easy one.
So easy. It's PJs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get up that day and go. Ooh, Las Vegas Moth. Mosh. Sith
That's a tongue
City.
twister, I
That
think.
is. What was the blue glue gun? Green glue gun?
Yeah.
I can't say it though. Can you say that?
Las Vegas Mosh Sith City.
Las Vegas Mosh Sith City.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Ugh. These are great ideas. I'm going to write these down, folks.
Sith City.
We're going to take it to the team. All right. But I do think we got to get out of here because we have to go
get our Tokyo tickets.
We got to go get our Tokyo tickets. So if anybody else is getting their Tokyo tickets, then do it tonight. Do it in 20 minutes. I'm going to go put my purse away. I'm going to take my shoes off. I didn't wear nice kicks.
Oh, I did.
Ooh, and Star Wars socks too?
Yeah. Oh, look, they match like really good.
They match really good. Oh my God, they match the sunglasses too. Look at all.
Roosevelt's.
Nike, Mosh.
Everything.
Perfect pairing. All right, good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We miss you all. It's only been a few days for some of you, 2 weeks for the rest, but we will see you soon.
See you soon.
May the force be with you.